Welcome back at a new Workplace Ninja podcast recording where we dive into the world of Intune, Entra, and all Microsoft Modern Workplace. So we look back at what's new, what has been released. So quite a few new topics to address. My name is Frans Houdendorp, and I'm together with Erik Loef and Peter Dalmans. Not a big group this today because a lot of things happen. We had a fun week last week, so probably some people are still recovering from that. What was there last week, Peter?
I think we were almost everybody was in Seattle attending the MVP summit.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was quite a week, intense week.
Yeah, that's the case always. I've been there 2 times now, and it's like last year. It's quite intense. And the only thing that I see people are sharing is photos from themselves or from other MVPs that where they're catching up with. Erik, is there content that we can share?
No, there are no content to share, only experiences beside the campus we can share, of course, but there were also enough. The nice thing is because we come there a few years now, many people, they recognize you, you recognize them. So it's really the community feeling. And this year we had also choose which party to visit on after the sessions. So quite a busy week, but still recovering from that week.
Yeah, is the most important thing from a conference like the MVP Summit, where all the content is NDA, is that catching up with other MVPs and with the product teams and having that insights and the internal conversations. Is that the most important thing that we have from that week, Peter?
Yeah, if you ask me, yeah, that's one of the main reasons I go. I can share a little bit. On Monday, we started with a full day of roundtables, and then you have small groups talking with a bunch of product group members about one feature, and that was only that day was already worth joining in Seattle. So yeah, it's definitely the personal interaction, personal relationships that makes it worthwhile.
Is that for you the same, Erik?
Yes, and also when you ask a question, how do I call it? Normally you get the sales answer, and in the MVP Summit you get the real answer with the real numbers, which make a difference. So you don't get the commercial answer, you get the real answer, and that's now then you can define yourself what's your roadmap on that with that answer, etc.
Yeah, you get the real insights. That's what you
Yes.
say. Yeah.
Not
Nice.
that you get information what Microsoft doing about 10 years or what. But the real answers, I think that's
Yeah, and sometimes it's not direct a specific point that's already realized or whatever. Sometimes the ideas of new things are shared, so you can think with the ideas and help them to shape them for the next feature. So and that's what I really like, to influence the product teams, to influence the product, so you help them to move forward and make the next step on that.
Yep.
But talking about Intune, Intune, it's called different ways by many people the last few weeks, but we're talking about Microsoft Intune. Erik, one of the first things you have put on the list that was Autopatch. What happened with that?
Yeah, one of for me important thing, because I have many customers using Business Premium. Autopatch is released for Business Premium, and to make sure what's Autopatch, it's in the beginning it's a new name for Windows Update for Business. So that's the new a renaming thing, and you can say, okay, patching, let Microsoft do it, and that's basically what's Autopatch. So you can move all your patching things to let Microsoft manage my patch things using telemetry and that kind of things. But it was always an enterprise feature, E3 or above. And now it's also moving to business premium, which is nice, especially for small customers, because yeah, they want just up to date and no hassle on that.
Yeah, and it's not only Windows, right? It's also the other products covered by Microsoft, so Office, Edge, and so on and so forth. So they will create the update policies. They will make sure that if there's an issue, that there will be an update post. So you're basically outsourcing your complete
and the
update
reporting,
management.
and reporting is much better.
Yeah.
When you use Autopatch, you get much better reporting. So that's will be for why, because I can also define a ring. But the nice part of Autopatch is you get much better reports. That's for me one of the reasons to move to Autopatch, for example, because you get better reports.
Yeah, and with that, the only thing you have to do is to put certain users' devices in specific rings. They can help you with that. There are some suggestions within the ecosystem, but you need to put them in the right ring, test early bird or the normal ones, so to say. And if that's done, everything will happen automatically. I'm using that. Yeah.
One good thing to mention is that it is device targeted. Everything is device based, whereas Intune was always positioned. It's user targeted. User is the central piece. Autopatch is device based. So if you are currently running your deployment rings based on users, because you don't want to maintain all the pilot groups. Often those are IT people switching very often from new hardware, because if there's a new laptop, they want to try that, of course, themselves first. If you don't want to maintain, or in the past, don't want to maintain those device groups, and you've targeted to users, you need to switch back to device targeting. That's the only downside, maybe.
Yeah, but with that, Autopatch for Business Premium, E5 capabilities on Business Premium, a huge focus on the Business Premium licenses to enhance security security features on the SMB market, so to say.
Yeah.
And I think that is really important to point that out.
Definitely.
Yeah, but not only Business Premium, it's also available for E5. That was already, but A5, the education licenses. It's also available now for the education part. I have a few education schools and that kind of thing, and they are really looking forward to this feature as well. So also education can use that from now on. Second thing, Erik, Hotpatch. What's that? What's Hotpatch?
Also a nice addition. It was already there for service in Azure, but now you can also implement it on your laptop. So Microsoft is having a Hotpatch a thing and a baseline patch, and every quarter there's a baseline patch. Then you have just a normal patch Tuesday with a reboot, but with Hotpatch you have then you have 2 times you get updates without the need to restart your computer. Because if I look at my company, all the BSPM, the biggest problem is always that the people don't reset the computer, and that's why updates get pending and pending and pending. So there's the time to patch from Patch Tuesday. You have fully patched your complete environment, can be reduced because you don't need to reboot anymore. But one downside of the Hotpatch thing, it's an E3 feature yet. So still, it's only for we have no Autopatch, and now we have to wait for 2 years for it becomes maybe for business premium. But the Hotpatch is only an E3 and above feature, so no business premium feature. So and it's made possible because in Windows 11, because the complete way of updating and upgrading, and Microsoft has rebuilt the complete update system for Windows 11. So that's now you can see the benefits why they did it, so they can move this kind of features to Windows 11.
Yeah, there's a couple of things to keep in mind when doing this and reporting on compliance. Basically, a lot of companies need to report what's your patch level and so on. The version numbers differ from the baseline versions. If you don't enable Hotpatch, you have the monthly reboots. You will have different Windows version or builds than if you enable Hotpatch. So if you report on the normal updates with the reboot, then you might need to change your reporting or ask your vendors who provide you the reporting and the compliance reporting that they also include the Hotpatch updates and not only the normal reboot updates.
Nice.
But it's a really nice feature. I'm using it myself also, and it's
and I think what Eric was explaining, I think it definitely helped companies where updates are running, but people are not rebooting and that kind of stuff. That devices are earlier on a certain point of that they have new updates installed, and the risk on that kind of devices is lowering with that. So really helpful in my opinion.
And the first version, so maybe 1 year after this podcast, maybe then there is now if every quarter you have the servicing, maybe it's then every half year, and then so the need for rebooting is his first step for my opinion. Maybe in the end we get updates without any reboots. That will be the ultimate goal. So this is the first version for me, and this is the way we are moving on.
Yes, next topic, the Windows app, remote desktop. What's that? The Windows is there already for a long time, in my opinion. I'm using that already so long.
The first blog was a little bit of confusion because everybody thought when Microsoft released the first blog, if you look at Twitter or Blue Sky, there was a complete, mstsc.exe is removed from Windows and on 25th of May. Now, we can tell now they changed the blogs and above you can see some warnings. It's just the old app to connect to the AVD and Windows 365 from the Windows Store. The old app is not supported anymore from 25 May. You have to upgrade to the new app from the store. If you have the MSI installer, nothing happens. It's only that app in the store. And why is it needed? Because all the features like Teams offloading and all the kind of enhancements they did on the Windows 365 things and AVD, that's also need to also be integrated in the client. So they moved to the new client. But there was a little bit of confusion why mstc.exe not supported anymore. There was also here in the company a little bit of confusion. How can they do that? But now everybody is relaxed again.
So we need to replace the app, or will it be automatically updated?
Yeah, you have to do it yourself from the store.
Yeah, so you need to be installed, and that with that app we can connect to Windows 365 and Azure Virtual Desktop.
Yeah, it's an easy way of working.
And I think one gimmick on this app, who is responsible, or who was responsible for launching this app on the Microsoft side?
I don't know, but you know that maybe.
Yeah, Christian Brinkhoff was on stage on Ignite to present the Windows app for Azure Virtual Desktop on Ignite. I think it was last year or the year before already, but it's a while ago. I think Christian was working on this on this quite a few. Staying on this topic, with the Windows app, we can also connect to Windows 365, but we have separate devices for Windows 365 with an Link OS. What's that, Peter? Is there
A
something you
link
can?
device. It's not an operating system. It's a small. I'm not allowed to call it a thin client because
I will do that.
definitely not a thin client, but it's a small square device with a stripped version of Windows on it, which automatically allows you to connect to Windows 365, your cloud PC, based on your, of course, your credentials, passwordless. It comes with a lot of USB slots, USB-C, USB-A, and it's a lightweight device. I think it's around $350, but unfortunately, it went GA. That's not unfortunate, but it's the Netherlands is not one of the launching countries, so we will have to wait for hopefully later this year, maybe next year, to have a link device. But we should be able to order it in the US, Canada, United Kingdom, Germany, Australia, New Zealand, and or Japan. So if you have connections there, you should be able to order something there.
I was in the Microsoft campus at Building 92. There is a Microsoft store, which is not confidential. I was looking for the link device, but you cannot buy it there.
I think only at resellers. Yeah. I had a quick chat with Christian about it last week, because we want to have such a device also to test it and to see which use cases we can use it. But unfortunately, it's bound to the countries via distries. So it's not that you can walk into one of the two Microsoft stores in the world. I think the rest is closed to buy such a link device. So
you can manage it via Intune.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, so you have Windows boot, Windows switch, and a separate Windows link device.
Yep. Yeah, with Windows boot, it's a little bit different, right? It's where you configure an existing laptop or existing desktop to automatically boot into your cloud PC, or boot into to allow you to log into your cloud PC without needing to log in first to Windows and then start the Windows app and then so on and so forth.
Yeah. But talking about Intune, halfway March, service release 2005-03. What is it? 2503 was released. A lot of minor, a lot of updates on that. Not the big as Autopatch for Business Premium and that kind of stuff, but a lot of stuff happened. Endpoint privilege management within the Intune suite that was already there for what is it?
Quite some time, at least.
But for the normal devices, the normal 64-bit devices, but it's now also available for ARM64.
Yep, finally.
Yeah,
so I can use it on my Surface laptop also.
Yeah, not only your Surface laptop, probably. But with endpoint privilege management, what can I do with that? In
Yeah, you
short?
can. In short, you can run certain processes or applications in a privileged way without needing to be a local administrator on your device. So you can configure an executable to be run, for instance, under a higher privilege with or without approval. And that's it's I think a really good feature to eliminate the local admin requirements of a lot of customers.
Yeah. And besides that, a lot of new settings in the Apple settings catalog are added. Restrictions for what is it? The calling app, the default messaging app, Mail Smart Relays on iOS. Also some note transcription on macOS regarding remote desktops, but also restrictions for the intelligence report, the Mail Smart replies, Safari summary. So new capabilities are added to that. Microsoft still has focus on Apple and not a small bunch, but there's a lot of focus on managing Mac devices, also Mac OS and iOS and iPad OS natively within Intune without the need of a third party on that. So also enhancements on that. I saw another one, Peter, Windows Labs. What's that?
Yeah, Windows local admin password solution is there already for a long time, which was first only on premises, where you basically could manage the local admin password from via GPOs. This has been shifted to Entra ID, I think, in the last year or two. And so now in the 2503 release, some extra features were enlightened in the settings catalog, which were introduced with 24H2. For instance, the ability to configure passphrases. If you configured a policy, a LAPS policy earlier, then you get a 16-digit or with characters a password which you needed to share with your IT person, your local admin, or maybe the local user which needed to be a local admin for a short period. Since 24H2, passphrases can be configured, and a passphrase are basically just words connected to each other, and it can be 3 words, 3 short words, 3 long words, or maybe 6 words. You can make it as difficult as you would love to. And those settings were only configurable via the OMA URI, the custom policies, and now it's also being now it's also available via the settings catalog. So which is great if you need to have a local admin password managed, then you're able to do so.
Yeah. Nice. Let's look. Azure Virtual Desktop, remote help. Finally, it's a multi-session.
Yeah, that was one of the things they still had to fix because they only could provide remote help in a dedicated virtual desktop, and now it's multi-session, so which is, I think, good.
Now we have to wait because remote help, one of the features I miss for the specifically for the money I have to pay is the unattended access, because you also want to help a kiosk or whatever system which is unattended. That's not possible. Hopefully that will be the next announcement, but I don't know. But that's one of the main features I miss in remote help.
So hopefully Lior is watching this video. Lior, you can take a note of this feature request with that. Well, we will send it separately also your way. that's for Azure Virtual Desktop. Talking about Copilot, we need to call AI and Copilot in a recording. So let's have done that. Copilot assistant for device query, Peter.
Yeah, they created a what is it called? Yeah, a way to help you create your own KQL queries. I was looking for a different word, but I cannot find it now. But
It's still
yeah,
KQL.
no, KQL is can be hard for people to create your own queries. It's not the same as SQL. It's a
Nope.
different way of querying, but you can use Copilot to basically enter a natural question, and then it will transform it to a KQL query. And I was looking for the word skills, and they created skills to do that within Copilot. So if you have Security Copilot and you have enabled the Intune plugin, you should be able to use something like this also.
Yeah, and you can now use that for the device query within
Definitely.
Copilot. And maybe good to know, if you don't know KQL and you want to learn that, probably you can hire Johnny on that.
Yeah.
Johnny is the KQL king, so to say. If you have questions, reach out to him on the socials, and definitely he will help you.
He's your own
One
Copilot.
AI thing, what I saw last week, it's an open source thing from Merill. It's called Lokka. Maybe you've seen it. It's a simple AI language model. Then you can talk to your Graph API. So give me all Windows the 10 devices in a list, and then you say that, and it returns all devices from Intune. So you can talk to your Graph API in natural language. It's Lokka.dev, and it took me 50 minutes to get started up, but so for you it's 5 minutes. It's really nice to see you can talk to your Graph API in, for example, give me all Azure Virtual Desktops which are on. Okay, reset the virtual desktop for me. Yes, it's a command here. It works really good. So that's okay. This is cool. It's free. It's free. It's open source. It's Lokka.dev, France. But that's for me.
I will post that in the description of this recording, so you can, if you look at the description, you find the URL to the AI tool of Merill on that.
Yeah, and it was pretty cool. Now we're calling Merill out, Merill Fernando. He is a principal product manager at Microsoft, part of watching over Entra, and he's creating so much tools for the community. That's really awesome. So yeah, definitely.
Merill.net. There you can find everything Merill does. And last week he did a reach out to one of our recordings. Really fun that we are in his newsletter that he sent out every week. So kudos for that. To wrap up a bit, I have two other topics. One, I sent out a social on LinkedIn. I did a message on the end of support for the personally owned work profiles, the custom profiles for that. That's ending April. That's now within Intune. So have a look on that. If you are using personally owned work profiles, you probably need to move on. And if you haven't done that already, because you have to. Last thing, Windows 365. We already mentioned that a few times, Peter. But luckily, we have the Cloud PC in shared mode nowadays.
Yeah, that the team of Windows 365 is not doing nothing. They work really hard and shipping a lot of new features. So yeah, they have made the Windows 365 Frontline shared mode available in GA. And the main difference between the normal Frontline and the Frontline shared is that if you have a Frontline, you have a dedicated device. It's a personal cloud PC, but the only thing after you're done, after an X amount of time, the device, the cloud PC will be shut down. And if you connect to the cloud PC again, it will take some time before the device is started and of the cloud PC started, and so on and so forth. For the shared option, every time you log out, your session, session will be thrown away. So basically, the cloud PC will be reverted to default. So see it as Frontline is the persistent way of your virtual desktop, and the Frontline shared is the non-persistent way. And of course, you can use OneDrive to sync, and I think some tools like FSLogix may or may not be supported. I don't know. Can help you with settings, but it is made GA, so a lot of use cases are valid for that.
Nice. So a lot of things happening in the modern workplace area within Microsoft. Probably you need to cover some features as well in your own environment. Have a look at what's new page on Intune. That's one of the resources that we are using for this recording. Thanks for joining us this time, Peter Erik.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Frans.
And if you like this recording, if you like our podcast, like and subscribe, give a review so we can learn, definitely. And if you want to have a certain topic where we elaborate on, please let us know through our socials. And for now, I say thank you for listening, for viewing. Until the next one, probably next month. Thank you.